would just want to touch on this story out of, I think it's Medicine Hat. So for those of you who don't know, you can find out details at independencetour.com. I should be more attuned to the details since I'm leading the Independence Tour. But there is a concerted effort by the left to deplatform our book signings, town halls, events, wherein we're going to, whether these people like it or not, no matter how much they cry, and actually cry more, I like the crying. Makes me happy, motivates me, gets me out of bed with a spring in my step in the morning when the left cries about something that I'm doing. But they are doing their best to deplatform our events. And in fact, they bullied the teenage employees of a movie theater in Lethbridge so bad that the theater owner backed out. That's what these deranged people did. They called up and bullied teenage minimum wage employees until the owner was like, look, I like you guys. We've hosted you guys before, but it's just, they're driving my staff crazy and making these little girls scared to come to work. You losers. But we are proceeding with our events. We are finding new venues. So suck it, losers. But we saw this letter to the editor. I think it's in the Medicine Hat newspaper, which is Tamara Leach's hometown. She's the pride of Medicine Hat. And by the way, I love Medicine Hat. Gas City Campground, one of my favorite campsites in the entire world. She notes that somebody wrote to the local paper to inform their community that they despise democracy, don't believe in free speech, while standing on a soapbox, unable to even get the basics of the facts right. So the lady...
Don't settle for being on the rate of last resort if you don't have to be. Check your most recent electricity bill. If it says the words rate of last resort on it, then there are likely better options available for you. In fact, you could save hundreds of dollars per year by switching plans. Check your bill, then go to ucahelps.ca to explore your options. You will likely find a better rate and could have hundreds more in your pocket by the end of the year. A message from the Government of Alberta.
His name is Anne. Anne prefers to regurgitate false CBC talking points rather than doing a 5-second Google search to ensure she confirmed her facts. Instead, she felt it imperative to shout to the world how doggone offended she is. Don't be Anne. And so Anne writes that Medicine Hat College should not be a place of free and democratic discussion on controversial issues, which is literally like the place you should have it, right? The free and liberal exchange of ideas should happen on university campuses. You test your ideas. And by the way, Anne, if you're watching and you're not a scaredy cat, you should come to our event and engage in discussion with me. I would love that. I would love that, Anne. She said, I'm writing regarding our local college's decision to host a Rebel News panel. Medicine Hat College's motto is Scientia Mentem Sustinet, which is Latin for knowledge sustains the mind. Yeah, exactly. And how do you get knowledge? Exploring ideas, Anne. This motto invites a reasonable inquiry into the college's decision to host Rebel News panelist Tamara Leach, among others, as a speaker. Ms. Leach was a central organizer of the 2022 Ottawa occupation, where she repeatedly advised fellow occupiers to hold the line, to encourage prolonged defiance of local bylaws. In 2025, she was convicted of mischief, intimidation, counseling to commit mischief, and is currently serving a conditional sentence in the community, but allowed out for work. And she's a hell of an employee. The issue is not whether Ms. Leach is legally allowed to speak in public. It is whether what she promotes and the manner in which she promotes it aligns with the academic mission. Higher education is meant to foster critical inquiry. Yeah. Evidence-based reasoning and openness to challenge. That's why I invite you, Anne, you little fraidy cat, to come talk to Tamara and see this big, mean lady for yourself. Political mobilization built on slogans and defiance serves a different purpose. Hosting such a speaker under the banner of knowledge risks blurring the line between education and political roadshows. Will this event align with the college's stated motto and truly sustain the mind? Would a more appropriate venue be a hotel conference room rather than a publicly funded academic institution? Well, I guess only the people that Anne agrees with are allowed to be at the university, which actually fosters the opposite of the university's motto. To to test your ideas, you need to challenge them. I watch the CBC for this reason. Am I just predisposed to disliking the CBC because I grew up in a very conservative household where my dad hated it? Could be. It sent me down a certain path. But sometimes I watch and listen to the CBC to prove my own biases and stereotypes right. And if you think Tamara Leach is a bad person, why wouldn't you welcome the opportunity to confirm that for yourself by having her speak in public, where you can go down, cast your own gaze upon this big, mean criminal and confirm for yourself that she is that which you say she is? It's the reason I go to left-wing protests. I want to look at them. So I know, yeah, Sheila, you got this one right. And sometimes I've proved myself wrong. Like when I went to the nudist colony and I was like, these people are a bunch of weirdos. I'm going to have nothing in common with them. I'm freaking out and trying to jump out of my own skin. And then I find out that the nudist and I both hate municipal bylaws. Okay, great. We found common ground. I would have never discovered that if I hadn't gone. But Anne doesn't want anybody talking because Anne knows her ideas are weak and don't stand up to scrutiny. So instead of allowing for scrutiny, she has to shut up the other side. That's how censorship works. If you know your ideas are bad, you have to censor the other side. So yes, as Tamara Leach says, don't be an Anne. If you disagree with me, I hope you come to our events and just listen to me and I will listen to you.